When you hear the words Wealth Festival or Financial Rev Up, one image probably jumps straight into your mind. A massive stage glowing with neon lights. The bass of upbeat music shaking the floor. Thousands of people packed into a convention center, clapping, shouting, cheering. A speaker struts across the stage with the confidence of a rock star. Headset mic clipped in, sleeves rolled up, and a smile that screams, "I have the secret you've been waiting for." The crowd is electric. The energy feels addictive. You see people holding notebooks, hanging on to every single word. Others are waving their hands in the air like they're at a concert. And in that moment, it doesn't feel like finance or money management. It feels like religion. But here's the question most people never stop to ask. If these events are really about financial freedom, why do the people who attend them almost always leave poorer than when they arrived? This isn't just about seminars. It's about a multi-billion-dollar industry. One that sells hope in exchange for money. One that knows exactly how to push your psychological buttons. And one that thrives on repetition, hype, and myth-making. And the craziest part? These events aren't just motivational. They are carefully engineered systems of persuasion and profit, built not to lift people out of poverty, but to keep them locked into a cycle of spending, dreaming, and chasing. We call them wealth festivals. The insiders call them rev-ups. But beneath the flashing lights and motivational speeches, there's something very different. A marketplace where belief is a product. And once you understand how they work, you'll never look at one the same way again. Let's rewind. The history of these financial rev-ups doesn't start with Wall Street, Silicon Valley, or even modern self-help gurus. It starts decades earlier, in tent revival meetings across America. Preachers discovered that if you mix high-energy music, charismatic storytelling, and a crowd desperate for hope, you could unlock something almost magical: total belief. People would open their wallets not because they were buying a product, but because they believed they were buying a future. Fast forward to the late 20th century, and the same formula reemerged. Only this time, instead of salvation, the promise was wealth. The stages got bigger, the promises got louder, and the money flowing in, astronomical. By the time we hit the 2000s, wealth seminars had transformed into full-blown festivals of finance. They blended entertainment, psychology, and marketing into one seamless machine. And billionaires, entrepreneurs, and motivational giants all wanted in. Because here's the truth. Running a wealth festival is often far more profitable than the actual businesses these gurus claim made them rich in the first place. Picture this. You buy a ticket. Maybe it's $99. Maybe $499. Maybe even $5,000 if you're going VIP. You enter the convention hall, and you're instantly hit with booming music. Massive LED screens flash phrases like, "Unlock your potential" or "Financial freedom awaits." And then the first speaker walks on stage. They don't start with numbers. They don't start with strategy. They start with emotion. Maybe they share a personal story about being broke, living in their car, struggling to feed their family, until one magical moment changed everything. The crowd leans in, because whether you realize it or not, your brain is being rewired. You're not just listening. You're being pulled into a narrative where the speaker is a hero, and you could be next. And then comes the pattern. Every speaker uses it. Step 1, relate. I was just like you. Step 2, reveal. I found a secret. Step 3, reward. Now I live the life you dream about. Step 4, offer. And for just $999, I'll show you how. It's not education. It's not mentorship. It's psychological choreography. But the magic of these events isn't just on stage. It's in the crowd itself. If you've ever been to one, you know the energy is overwhelming. You're surrounded by thousands of people chanting, clapping, shouting affirmations like, "I am wealthy," or "I am unstoppable." This is no accident. It's called social proof. The more you see others believe, the more you believe too. And when the time comes to swipe your credit card for that $2,000 weekend workshop or $10,000 mentorship program, you don't think twice, because everyone else is doing it. And in that moment, it feels less like a purchase and more like an initiation into a secret society of future millionaires. Except, most never make a dime back. Here's something most people don't realize. The speakers at these wealth festivals aren't improvising. They're not just sharing their truth. They're following a script, one that's been tested, refined, and weaponized to maximize conversion. Because make no mistake, this isn't random. This is sales theater. Every pause, every smile, every moment of fake vulnerability has been rehearsed. Even the way the lights dim at certain moments or how music swells in the background is carefully choreographed. Why? Because the goal isn't education. The goal is to break down resistance. Let's talk about scarcity. Scarcity is the heartbeat of every wealth festival. You'll hear lines like, "Only 20 seats left in this workshop. This offer disappears tonight." I've never shared this before, and I might never share it again. And yet, if you come back next year, the same once-in-a-lifetime deal is waiting for you. Scarcity creates urgency. Urgency drives action. Action means swiping a credit card before doubt can creep back in. Then there's price anchoring. You probably heard it before. This program is worth $50,000. But today, for you, it's only $5,000. Your rational brain knows that number is pulled out of thin air, but your subconscious hears it and says, "Wow, I'm saving $45,000. Suddenly, $5,000 doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like a discount. This is manipulation disguised as generosity. But the most powerful tool of all? Identity hacking. Wealth festivals aren't just selling strategies. They're selling a new identity. Think about it. The moment you raise your hand and shout, "I am wealthy," or "I'm unstoppable," you're doing more than playing along. You're rewiring your brain. You're embedding the belief that your financial destiny is tied to this community, to this system, to these leaders. And once that belief is in place, the organizers don't need to sell you anymore. You'll sell yourself. Here's where it gets even darker. Behind the scenes, organizers use data. When you sign up for a free ticket or download a wealth guide, your email, phone number, and even your income range are collected. By the time you walk into that convention hall, they already know who you are, how much you can afford, and what pain points to hit. It's not just a festival. It's a funnel. And the higher up you climb in the system, the more targeted it gets. Entry-level seminars lead to mid-tier coaching. Mid-tier coaching leads to exclusive masterminds. And masterminds lead to six-figure memberships. Each step is designed to keep you climbing, even if the only thing getting lighter is your wallet. But here's the question. If so many people lose money in this system, why does it keep growing? The answer is simple: testimonials. At every wealth festival, you'll see people pulled on stage. They'll say things like, "I doubled my income in 6 months," or "I finally quit my job and built a business." And while some are genuine, many are cherry-picked anomalies. The rare success stories get amplified, while the failures get buried. It's a lottery effect. If one person wins, everyone else believes they could be next. But statistically, most never will. And yet, the machine keeps humming. Because wealth festivals aren't just about selling products. They're about building movements. And movements create something far more powerful than profit: loyalty. Once you've spent thousands, it's almost impossible to admit you've been duped. Your pride won't let you. So instead, you double down. You defend the guru. You recruit your friends. You convince yourself the next event will be the one that changes everything. That's not just business. That's indoctrination. But here's the kicker most people miss. These wealth festivals aren't just playgrounds for self-help gurus. They're also tools for billionaires and corporations. Think about it. A billionaire can sponsor or headline an event and instantly gain access to a massive pool of dreamers, hustlers, and would-be entrepreneurs. For them, it's not about ticket sales. It's about influence. These festivals double as recruitment hubs, places to test new ideas, shape public opinion, even float political or economic agendas under the disguise of inspiration. In other words, it's not just about money, it's about power. So when you see thousands of people jumping to their feet, screaming affirmations and buying into the dream, what you're really looking at is one of the most profitable psychological operations on the planet. And here's the shocking part. It works better than ever in the age of social media. Because now, the stage isn't just a convention hall. It's TikTok, it's YouTube, it's Instagram. Clips of motivational speeches go viral. pulling millions into the funnel before they even realize what's happening. It's the digital version of the same old game, only bigger, faster, and more addictive. Here's the part nobody talks about: the morning after. The lights are off, the music has stopped, the stage is empty, and thousands of attendees walk back into the real world, clutching notebooks full of affirmations and bank accounts that are thousands of dollars lighter. For a few weeks, the high lingers. They feel unstoppable. They post photos from the event with captions like, "New chapter, new me." They start businesses, launch projects, buy books, and sign up for coaching calls. But then reality bites. Because motivation fades faster than money returns. Rent is still due. Bills still pile up. The day job still feels suffocating. And suddenly, those promises of overnight transformation start to feel like smoke. This is a crash, the moment when hype meets reality. And here's the cruel twist. Instead of blaming the system, many blame themselves. They think, maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe I wasn't committed enough. Maybe I need to go back for another event. And that's exactly how the cycle repeats. But the cost isn't just financial, it's emotional. Studies show that failed investments in get-rich systems trigger the same brain patterns as gambling losses. Shame, guilt, denial. It all mixes together until people are too embarrassed to admit what happened. Worse, some fall into debt spirals. Credit cards maxed out. Loans taken to pay for life-changing masterminds. Families strained. Friendships broken. It's not just a weekend seminar. For some, it's the beginning of years of financial and emotional cleanup. Yet the machine keeps growing. Why? Because the dream is bigger than the failure. For every person who falls, there's another ready to take their place, convinced they'll be the one who cracks the code. And for the organizers, that's enough. The churn doesn't matter. The crowd only needs to believe, at least for a while. But here's the twist you weren't expecting. Wealth festivals don't just affect individuals. They reshape entire economies. Think about it. When tens of thousands of people pour money into these events instead of savings, education, or investments, it shifts how wealth circulates. Millions are funneled upward, from ordinary people to the already powerful. And that creates a feedback loop where billionaires and corporations gain even more control over how society thinks about success, money, and ambition. The result? A culture that idolizes wealth but ignores sustainability. A culture where chasing the next high replaces building real foundations. And here's where it gets unsettling. These festivals aren't dying out. They're evolving. Virtual summits, exclusive retreats, private mastermind cruises. The industry is expanding into every niche possible, pulling more people in with new promises, new packaging, and even bigger price tags. It's no longer just about wealth. Now it's about crypto, AI, biohacking, even spirituality. The dream keeps adapting. The funnel keeps expanding. And the truth? As long as there are people desperate for hope, there will be a stage selling it. So let's pause and ask the question that really matters. Who benefits most from this system? Is it the attendees? Rarely. Is it the gurus? Sometimes. But the real winners? The billionaires and corporations using these festivals as tools of influence, shaping how we think, spend, vote, and live. And once you see that clearly, the illusion shatters. Because these aren't just events. They're infrastructures of control. Now here's the final curiosity loop. If wealth festivals are this powerful at moving money, shaping culture, and building empires out of thin air, what happens when governments and global elites start running their own versions on a worldwide stage? Because, make no mistake, they already are. This is Behind the Billions. If you want the unfiltered truth about how money, power, and influence really move in the world, hit subscribe. Because the next story, it won't just be about festivals. It'll be about how the entire financial stage is being rewritten while the world cheers along. And trust me, you won't want to miss that.